Greetings gamers, welcome back everyone to the Italian Job with FC Venezia. We are obviously going to start getting some regens, and if you are familiar with my series, you know I love to do regen naming giveaways where basically I can get some of you guys that are watching the series, commenting, liking, and getting involved to get your name in the game with some players. So please get involved down below. If you want to be involved, then drop me in the comments. Let's think of something we could do today. What about just a classic, absolute classic? The German team, mostly because I've been watching a lot of German football since it's like the only football on TV at the minute I'm recording this. I know Premier League is returning shortly, but yeah, what German team do you most, do you like the most, or have you watched the most, or if you had to pick one? So if you haven't even watched them, then just pick a team. But if you've been watching German football, let me know who you like the most, or who you kind of are drawn to the most. It doesn't have to just be in the Bundesliga, it can be any sort of division in Germany, but just let me know some German teams that you guys think are cool down below in the comments, and I will pick one of you at random to get your name in the game. But otherwise, let's crack on. And yeah, there has been some things going on, guys. I mentioned it in sort of the last episode that we've pretty much wrapped up the league. All we've got really left to play for is the Serie C Cup, which we have the second leg today in the game. Now, I also mentioned that we was going to use this time to play around with some tactics, and I'll be honest with you guys, and you probably know what's coming here. Some of you guys that have watched the content for a while know my channel, that know my inclinations for what positions I do and do not like. You kind of know what's coming, but yeah, I've ditched the wingers.
No, God! No, God, please, no! No! No!
I've ditched them. I just don't enjoy playing with wingers, but what I also just felt a bit boring doing a 4-2-3-1, I'll be honest, or even like the 4-3-3 wide. Yes, I suppose it's not the exact same, but it just still felt a generic FM tactic. You see so many teams and so many like YouTubers and so many just like AI teams use a 4-2-3-1 or a very similar variant, and it was just I just felt like it's a bit boring, and you guys might be like, another 4-2-3-1 variant, meh. So I've tried to do something just slightly different, hopefully, but in kind of my vein. I mean, there's only so much you can do with tactics, let's be honest. There's only so many positions you can put a player, but I've gone with this for now. And basically, I just didn't want that to be the full Reds. If you could compare it to here, it was like the full press, get at them. Whereas this, I've just tried to ease off slightly. So it's not much higher, it's just higher and all that kind of jazz. Just to slightly bring it back down. That was like my only thing really that I mentally focused on, was just trying to bring that down a bit. And it might make it awful. It so far doesn't seem to have done. But yeah, removing the wingers, I decided to go 2 up top. I'm just going to advance forwards for now, because they just seem to be like the solid option. And you just don't seem to be able to get loads out of other positions. When I've been trialling early in the season our lone striker in different roles, it just didn't seem to work as great as when there was an advance forward. So I'm going to go with that, but we might drop one of these guys to like a false 9 or a deep laying forward just to link with the midfield more. In the midfield then, I've got 2 variants currently, where the major difference is this player becomes a much more defensive rock, and this midfield just becomes the exact same midfield we've been using in our tactics so far. We've been using the ball midfielder on the right, advanced playmaker, deep lane playmaker on the left, and it's worked really well. For this tactic, I've been just sort of going originally, is the Mazzala, as it's described, it's kind of like a half winger, so they kind of cover these areas, which, with no wingers, that seems like a good idea. So I don't know if I'm just being really dumb with this, but they are kind of half wingers, so that feels like a really good option to use in that area with no wingers. So that's what I've gone with there. Advanced playmaker in the middle. That can be our linking player to get in here and support. And then a ball midfielder who will step up on support. into that midfield. This is probably more slightly attacking variant, hence why I've called it the sort of attack version, whereas this is just slightly more defensive with a half-back that will just basically just slot into that defence, and then the kind of midfield three with a ball midfielder or a deep line playmaker. So this is a little bit more defensive, if you can sort of call it that, even though it's still an attacking tactic. But yeah, that's kind of how things are with the tactic in terms of the actual schedule then. So I played 4 games since we last met, which was Trappiani 1-0, we did that as a live comp. 4-2 against Albino Leffe. They give us quite a good tough test there, but Longo, Riccardi, Delorco and Fiordolino with the goals, all in the first half, and all their goals in the first half as well. It's like just a crazy first half game, and then just like the most boring second half game you've ever seen in your lives. But yeah, that was kind of that one. We then moved on to Pistuese. 2-0 victory there. Good solid win. Candelone and Lucas May with a set piece goal. We then had Ferrelpicialo. Yep, I think that's them. Candelone with a brace and Riccardi with a goal as well. And we finished that up with Novara, which was Longo, Mala and Efkan grabbing himself a goal as well. And like I say, it's been pretty solid. Conceded 3 goals out of 4 games, 2 clean sheets. We scored quite a decent amount of goals. The thing is, if you know me as well, I love perfection, but you're never going to get it. You're never really going to have that tactic that just scores tons of goals, keeps tons of clean sheets, without going for like the really OP custom tactics that's like just got some secret formula to it that your brain just can't understand. But it seems to be pretty decent at the minute, and we're going to see how it goes. Now, obviously, yeah, the wingers didn't do awfully. Like, if you look, Aramu got 16 goals, he got 10 goals. It ain't awful, but I just have an inbuilt hatred of wingers. I can't explain it. I just hate wingers, and all this year, because I kind of set it out as, let's try wingers. I know I never play with wingers, let's try it. But each game, I would just like, whenever they did something bad, I was like, I hate wingers. God damn it, Aramu. Oh, I hate wingers. Literally all you saw, like, well, you didn't see. Basically, that was all the bits I cut out, was just me just like tutting at the wingers. If any of you are trying something like this, then give me a shout up. But I've not really changed too much in here. It's kind of the usual stuff, slightly tweaked for this sort of version. But like I said, the main thing I did was just to try and remove a little bit of the intensity, just so it wasn't like full on red like the other one. But here we go. We have got our second leg in a final. I still don't understand this, against Trappiani, and this is the team which we are going to use. It's yeah. By the way, I've been doing loads of trials because I've just been doing another scouting batch, and there was about a few thousand players. I managed to narrow it down to about 900, which are dumped onto the scouting shortlist, and a few hundred that I'm going to trial myself. And any that won't join us, I'll just add them to the scout list. So yeah, we'll get loads of trialists in. We will probably do a bit of scouting stuff in the beginning part of the first episode of next season. I think that's when we'll probably do it. It's like the early part of that episode, rather than the end of this one. In terms of actual lineup though, Lazzarini, Fiordaliso, Riccardi, May, Felucci, Fiordolino, Calgleri, Male, Efkan, Longo and Candelone. That makes up our back line. Now, I'm pretty sure, if I was bringing him up here, yeah, I'm pretty sure this guy had 5-star potential when we looked at him a little while ago. Or did we look at him? I feel like we did anyway. I'm pretty sure I looked at this guy and was like, oh, I should use him more because he's got good potential and we could then bring him back on loan. I think I remember saying that to you guys because he wouldn't extend his loan. Now he's garbage. Don't know how that's happened, but okay, fair enough. But yeah, let's get into it, guys, and let's see what happens. Now, hopefully it's not going to be an absolute shower of poo and for the live com game, because I kind of want you to see that it's been working pretty well, and hopefully you can see that. Right, let's go with this. No, it's going to be a tough game. Trappiani gave us a really tough game that first leg. I think I remember sort of saying to you that this was probably like the toughest test we'd had, so we'll have to see how it goes. Although there is a good ball out for Fiordaliso. What can he do for us here? Dinks it in. Candelone. Oh, can't win it. Longo. Efkan. Come on. Go on. Shoots. Oh, but Felucci. Drops in. Candelone. Come on, boys. Candelone with his 11th goal of the season. Felucci with the assist. Felucci's in because Delorco picked up a bit of a knock in the last game. There's only like a 2-day gap between the games in the league to this one. And also we're missing Modolo in defence. He suffered a massive injury. But yeah, 1-0 up, 23 minutes in. I'm enjoying that so far, guys. 2-0 on aggregate, so that gives us a nice opportunity there. 6 shots, only the one on target, so we need to try and solve that. We need a bit better target ratio. Efkan picks his ball up here. Can he find someone? Dinks it all the way across. Bit of a hopeful ball, really, but get away with it. Mala. Back to Fiordolino. Riccardi. Out wide to Fiordaliso. Straight into Longo, who shoots and scores. This is just what I like. Striker scoring. You know me. I love wing backs. Oh. When you see that wing back just flying forward like this, like Fiordaliso is here, and whipping a ball in first time for a striker to score, oh, that is the best thing ever to me. That is what I love about FM and tactics and all that kind of stuff. Ooh, straight away, I've got a lot of highlights starting to creep in now, which is good for you guys watching. But yeah, I think for the rest of the games this season, I'm probably just going to just show you the result maybe, so that this isn't a long episode, because the last few have been quite long and really creeping up. I think the last one in like 30 odd minutes or something, was it? Really sorry about that, guys. Do let me know what you think about the episode length. Candelloni through, shoots. Ooh, saved by Ilhan. Bit of pressure from us from the corner. Fiordolino puts it in. Kind of a bad area, no one there, but Felucci on the edge. Fiordolino whipped in. Longo, cheeky header, but just wide. Good effort from us so far. We're doing pretty well. This tactic, you definitely don't have possession. It is very much, because it is attacking. You very much kind of just trying to make the most of when you do have the ball. But yeah, I've had an offline save done with Leeds, trying to have a Bielsa ball system. Oh, Lucas May with a brilliant header makes it 3-0, 4-0 in aggregate. That has got to be game, set a match there in the first half, guys. We have absolutely turned it on for this game, and we're on really good form, to be honest, guys. We cannot complain about that. We're doing really, really well here, and we're just going to get them back out there. So it was excellent. Keep going. But yeah, with my Leeds one, I've been trying to get a Bielsa ball, so an attacking version, attacking like this, get the ball, but also possession, because a lot of times you'll just recycle the ball. You pass it to the ball-playing defender, get to the goalkeeper, back to the full-back, you'll swap it over to the winger and whatever. You'll keep the ball, but also you try and do it at pace, and you'll always see with Bielsa, with Leeds, we always dominate the possession. We always generally have loads of shots and chances and things like that, and high pressing. So it's like an amalgamation of loads of different things. I've been trying to create it, but it just seems, unless you play a 4-2-3-1, that's the only tactic that I really seem to consistently be able to get possession. But then, again, it just feels like, ooh, just wide from them. It just feels boring doing a 4-2-3-1. I don't know if you're like me, that you just feel a bit bored if you're just playing that, because it just seems like the generic tactic. I'm going to make a few changes here. Aramu can play as a striker, so I will give him a little shot up front. What I will say is that we do have a couple of high-value wingers in Aramu and Fredrani rather, that we could sell and actually get a decent bit of money, because finances are bad. Very bad. We're losing a lot of money, and we're going to have to sell to buy. We really are. I don't see money coming in. By now, normally, if the board are going to inject cash, they've normally done it. We'll obviously have to see how the official end of the season, start of the season goes. But yeah, I really kind of think that we're going to have to sell players to buy players. And, I really don't want to stagnate by not being able to buy regens and things. So we're probably kind of going to have to do this move anyway, just because we can then sell a couple of our wingers for a bit of money, which can then pay for some regens to come in. It's very much a challenging situation, is the finance of this club. More than, right now, I think we've got a decent Serie B side, I'll be honest with you. A couple of players in our squad, if you look at the report, actually say good for Serie A. So I think we won't do too bad next year in Serie B. That's my optimistic kind of, let's see how we do. But I kind of feel like we might do all right. And there we are. We've won the Serie C Cup. I really don't get the two-legged thing, but we've done it nonetheless. But yeah, we're going to just go through, and I'm going to show you the sort of start and end of all the games, because someone has told me that after the league games, the team that finished first in the three divisions, because there's three separate divisions of Serie C, Serie C A, which we're in, then Serie C B, Serie C C. The team that wins each one then play each other in a mini league thing, so that'd be another two games, yeah. Trying to get my maths right. So that'll be another 2 games after this to play. So we've got 5 games in total, I think. The only thing really to show you before we skip ahead is that we did have our youth intake in that sort of 4-game period, right in the middle. You can see by the green players here, they're still here on their trial. It's not happened that long ago. If I look by potential, the best guy we got was Emanuele oh, Jesus Christ, I can't say it. Emiliano. Whatever, just words are difficult, guys. But yeah, this is the best guy, and he's pretty rubbish. So here we are then for our next game against Pianese, who are 17th in the league, and again should be a decent, hopeful victory for us. Only change I'm making is Vaca to come in, because he's a player I'm really not sure about whether I want him around the club or not next year. I think before the end of the episode we might have a bit of a squad review for the plans for next year. But yeah, this is the lineup. I'll show you how we get on. I'll be honest with you guys, you're probably glad you didn't see much from that game. There's literally nothing really happened other than a couple of highlights, one of which was us winning a penalty, which Candelloni dispatched to give us a 1-0 victory. But I think the players are kind of already on holiday at this rate. 21 shots, only 7 on target, so not the greatest conversion rate. 1 clear cut, 1 half chance, good amount of possession. But yeah, just a very boring game, to be honest there, guys. 1-0, it's alright. Just quickly thought I'd come back here and just show you Harvard Carlson, who we're looking at. He's one that's come through our scouting. We're mostly going to do a lot of this at the end, but I'm just in between a couple of games, I'm having a quick look at a few players. And this guy popped up. He's out on loan. He's a centre-back, and we've been able to get him for a pretty reasonable fee. Like, he doesn't look a world beater by any stretch, but I think he looks a decent prospect player that at the very least we should be able to make a profit on. It's 40,000 up front, with then 40,000 after he plays 40 league games and 100,000 after 50 league games. So it could obviously go to about 180,000, but that's only if he plays 50 league games, at which point he'd be a solid player for us really, and that's fine. But yeah, I think 40 grand for this guy, 16 years old, I think that is not a bad little deal. He wants £850 a week. Yeah, you can see the clauses there. I think that's not too bad. Hopefully he signs and gets us a regen in the door. Rightio, we're back for the game against Monza, who are second place. So this is going to be an interesting sort of tie to see how we do against them in this formation, because we're going to come up against them potentially in the division above. I don't really know exactly how many people get up. There is seem to be like a playoff, so I assume that maybe... Although I suppose a playoff is probably between all 3 of the series. It's not just this one. So that probably doesn't matter actually, does it? But either way, they're a tough test, and we'll line up with Vaca, Mala, Caligara, Lolo, a couple of little injuries. Fiordolina picked up 1, F-Can suspended, so a couple of little changes, but otherwise pretty standard. Let's see how we get on. Well, as you can see there, that was a beautiful game. 23 shots, 11 on target. We had 5 clear-cut chances and a half chance. They had a couple, which they scored, but really solid performance. A hat-trick for Candelloni and a goal for Longo, so both the strikers in action, with some good assists from the team as well. And all in all, a really solid performance. They did score quite a nice, cracking, like through ball kind of goal, which was, can't really defend, but another one was a bit of a Lucas May error. So all in all, not a bad game, and yeah, quite happy with that one. And we're here for our final technical league game. But there will be a couple more, like I said. Someone told me, well, I'm assuming there will be. Someone has told me that there will be like a mini league at the end. So this one is against Renate. And you can see the lineup there. A few players returning. We've got Delorco back after injury, Fiordolino after his little knock, and F-Can after suspension. So let's go out and see what happens. And that was the game, 4-0 victory. I got distracted because I ended up having to run downstairs for a delivery coming. On a 3-storey house, running up and downstairs is not the easiest thing ever. And also, it's just a gripe, it's nothing to do with Football Manager. But I ordered something from a shop online, and, it was doing all orders as normal, which is great, brilliant stuff. I know it's a pandemic going on. And I ordered it 2 weeks ago, and it should have been delivered, I paid extra for quick delivery, so it should have come 3-4 days afterwards. I gave it a bit longer, obviously, with everything going off, and then the bloody emailed and chased, what's going on. No response to the email, and now I get a random kind of automated generated email saying, oh, sorry, we can't actually source that product you bought from us. Why say you've got it in stock? Or why not why not reply to my email? It's just, I just hate shockingly bad customer service, guys. It just really annoys me. And I just had to vent that to you guys, because I can't vent it to them since they don't read the bloody emails. Anyway, 4-0, excellent stuff. Let's see about this little mini league thing then. Just to give you a bit of an update here, we got a whole £129,000 for that top place finish. Nothing has immediately come into our schedule, so we'll have to see what happens with that. I have been assured it happens, so I'm going to look silly if it doesn't now. But just a quick update before we move on to see what happens with that. Finance-wise, not good. It says we're okay though. Don't know how it gets that. But $1 million in the red. Projection is somehow to make profit now. Are they seeing something I'm not? I'm assuming maybe we're going to get some big cash injection that I don't really know here. Hang on. We're $1 million in debt, yet they're apparently by the end of this season we're going to be 200,000 in profit. So I don't know who our accountant's smoking, but he's clearly on one or drinking or whatever the hell he's doing. But he's definitely not looking at the books correctly, I don't think. Well, it finally happened. It took like a week or so in game. Well, it felt like ages, but it took ages before it eventually came up and said, here we go, the Serie C Super Cup or something like that. But either way, we're playing Trapani again, who we had in the Serie C Actual Cup thing. Oh, God. Getting confusing now. But we're playing them, and this is the lineup. Now, we've got a few injuries that's happened recently. A big injury we already knew to Modolo. Felucci's picked up a big injury for about another 4 weeks or so. A couple of guys are already involved in a reserve game that I completely forgot about. Aramu picked up a slight knock, and that's kind of about it, I think. But yeah, today's game, this is the lineup. Let's go see how we do. It'd be nice to sort of be the best team out of the entire 3 Serie C divisions. That'd be kind of cool. Not quite sure what happened here, but we just got annihilated in the first half. Just highlight after highlight. They were absolutely all over us. This Tofol guy just run ragged from the AMC position. Don't know, to be honest. We kind of came back a little bit into it in the second half, got a goal, but yeah, that was it completely caught me off guard, to be honest. But let's see how we get on against Spezia. But yeah, not great. And here we are for the very final game then, where hopefully we can claw back a little bit of pride after that very poor result against Trapani. We're playing Spezia, so let's see how we do here. Well, overall, that was a better result against Spezia, and it does leave us all level on 3 points. Obviously, Trapani winning this by the goals difference, but yeah, it was a better performance. More shots, more chances, and first half was very quiet. Not a lot happened, but second half, Fiordolino with a nice free kick, Candelone with a penalty after May was absolutely hacked down in the box from a corner, and yeah, we get the win. And probably could have got a couple more goals, but there were a little bit of tame finishing in there as well. But I think the guys are just tired. It's been a long season, and they've already won it, so they're not really bothered. I mean, I wouldn't be that too fussed about this competition, really. But that season's done, so we're going to keep going to see what kind of awards and things come up, and then, yeah, that'll do us for this first season. Well, that took ages. We're into the 7th of June now, and they're actually, I was kind of expecting it to be the final, like the playoff final, which is not till the 12th, but it's now finally come up with some of our end of season stuff. So Venezia overall best 11. Now this will include last year, I imagine, because that was kind of like simulated a bit in terms of like we took over at the end of the first season. But let's have a look then. So we've got Lazzarini, we've got Delorco, we've got this guy who we didn't use, so I'm guessing he was maybe with the club the year before, and he's pretty decent, so I kind of wish we had him. But he was on loan when the club were in Serie B. He actually was at Spezia. Interesting. Lucas May, Fiordaliso, Fcan, Fiordalino in the 4-2-3-1 it's going to go on with Federani, Mala, Aramu and Candelone. Interesting that he's got the top spot there. Now, if you actually look, he's done pretty well. 13 goals, a load of them coming towards the end of the season with a new tactic. End of season awards then, so fans player of the season. Fcan, yeah, I think he's definitely been amazing this year. In that deep lane playmaker role, he's been a little bit quiet recently, but he got 16 goals with 10 assists, 12 player of the matches in 37 games. Absolute bargain. He is wanted by a few clubs, so we'll have to keep an eye on him, and he is a good player for Serie A sides, so can't really ask more than that. He actually came up wanting a new contract, but I did the option to sack his agent, and he said yes. It was sort of saying that his demands would be roughly £7,000 to £12,000. At the minute, the max we could offer is about 4, so I'm really hoping that increases next season, so we can kind of tie down some of our key players that are kind of already Serie A level, rather than lose them and take a step back. We also then had Lucas May and Mala on there, who really dropped off towards the end of the season. Candelone with goal of the season, Fcan sign of the season, obviously free. And young player Lucas May, they can see there we go. There's the kind of team of the season. Kind of what you'd expect, really. Lolo, I suppose, yeah, it wasn't really till recently where Mala sort of came in there, so they did play a lot in that central midfield area, but yeah, decent squad choice. So the review then, we lost in the Italian Cup, first round prop against Roma. Not really a bad thing, that was beyond where I was expected to get to. Italian Serie A, C Division, we won it. Serie C Cup, we won that. Beautiful stuff. Match of the season was a 6-0 victory over Delta Vigo. Moment to forget, the 2-1 loss to Renate. And average attendance only 2,606, which is 34% full. So definitely can increase that a lot. Used 27 players. If you look at that, we basically just stayed at the top. Expectations then. Strive to make progress on and off the pitch. Sure. Yeah, great. Work within wage budget, sure. Serie B, fight bravely against relegation. So maybe even if we get relegated, they won't be too bothered. But I think with the squad we've got, you've already seen we've got some players that are Serie A quality. I don't think we're going to struggle there. I think we're going to hopefully be pushing for playoffs next year. That's kind of my aim. I just think we've got one of those kind of squads. And you see it all the time that teams that do really well, you probably see it like in England. You might win League 2 and then you immediately get back-to-back promotions from League 1. Sometimes a lot of lower divisions are very similar. They're not majorly different. You might have like a handful of teams that maybe come down from a top flight, into Serie B that are going to be really good. And then the rest of them are probably maybe going to be winnable. I don't know because obviously not managed there, but that's just my impression. And obviously we beat Chievo, who were a decent team as well. Or did we draw against them in the cup? I think we beat them because we got them Roma, didn't we? So I kind of feel like we might do all right, to be honest, guys. I'm not like saying we're definitely going to get promoted or anything. To be honest, I don't mind a consolidation year as long as our finances can afford it, because that's kind of the only issue. But yeah, I'd be happy with that. Remain Serie B. Yeah, I'm all happy with that. Good stuff. Squad dynamics then. Team leaders Modolo, Harley and Provincial, got quite a few of them. And yeah, all looking pretty good. Excellent dressing room atmosphere. Managerial support. It's all looking really good. End of season team meeting. Like, I think we can do pretty well, but I don't know if the squad will. Like, they're only saying to avoid relegation, so I think that's probably kind of what we go with on this as well. I'm optimistic we can avoid relegation. A lot of people saying we don't have a chance. A decent amount saying we do. You can probably say that's kind of our better players, like F. Candelorco, Candeloni, and so on. A lot of our worser ones are on here. Downplay it. I'm going to go with that. I mean, yeah, some people aren't happy about it, but hey-ho, it is what it is. End of season, injury report, yeah, not too bad about that, and that's kind of that. So, yeah, that's kind of the awards. That's been our first season with Venezia. It's been a really decent season. Serie B is going to be a tough ask, but hopefully you'll join me for the next episode where we'll probably continue kind of from now when we'll look at some transfers, and then we'll get into the first few games of our Serie B campaign. Look forward to joining you for that. See you soon, guys.